This is what I do when I'm not in the kitchen cooking. Full-time mommy job here. Say hi, Charlie.
Hi.
So we're just outside. Charlie's home from school today and we're outside drawing, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yes, yay. Are you gonna be happy to eat some chicken fried tofu today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like chicken fried tofu?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just like tofu, right?
I'm in L.
Al. See you soon in the kitchen. Hi everybody, it's Heather Martin, aka Chef Mommy, and I'm so happy you tuned into my channel today to be with us as we do another episode of Chef Mommy. Today I'm gonna make a favorite that's been a favorite in our family for years. I told you my mom has been vegan for years and years and years, probably about 30 years now. She taught us how to make tons of recipes, which has been a lifesaver for me with I just so happen to have kids who are allergic to milk, egg, nuts, fish, everything. But one thing that they are not allergic to is tofu. And so one of the favorites, sometimes when you buy tofu, or if you buy fried chicken in a store, the batters usually consist of egg or milk. And today I'm going to make for you, we're gonna make together some chicken fried tofu. That's right, we're gonna fry up this tofu like fried chicken, and we know that you're gonna love it. So stay tuned with us as we make chicken fried tofu. Okay, so a lot of people say they struggle with the texture of tofu, and if that is your issue, that is your case, what you should try doing is maybe making sure, for one, that you get an extra firm tofu. Sometimes there's an extra firm one, I think. I could be lying. But make sure you get the firmest tofu that you can find. And then if you still don't like the texture is fine for me and my family. They like it. It can be mushy sometimes, so you have to work through that if you don't like the mushy kind of texture and taste. But if that is your issue, what you can do is freeze it overnight and then thaw it out, and then it gets a more chewy texture once it's thawed, and you can work from there. Also, tofu is such that it takes on the flavor of whatever you put in it. So I use tofu in smoothies. I use tofu, how else? Just as eggs, as scrambled eggs, tofu scramble. I make tofu steaks. Literally whatever seasoning you put in it, it will take on that. It's kind of like a chameleon. So today we're going to use it as some chicken fried tofu. And the first thing that I'm going to do, since I did not marinate mine, and if you want the flavor to go all the way through it, which is typically what you want for fried chicken, but today I'm going to do a quick version because my kids, like I said, they don't mind the texture. I just fried a little bit longer for it not to have a mushy texture. Okay, so the first thing you do is cut your tofu open. If you don't freeze it, even if you freeze it, you still do this. Cut it open, and it's in water, and you want to take the water off of it like I'm gonna do, and it comes in a big block. And then I take some paper towels and I just wrap it kind of a couple times, and then I go over the sink and I kind of try and squeeze the water out, because you want to get the water out, because the water, water makes things soft. So as best as you can. I used to go to great lengths to get the water out of my tofu. Like I would sit like cans on top of it for a little bit and let the water kind of drain out. You can do that if you like, but today I'm not. So if you don't do that, just beware that you may have, it may be softer than you like. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is chop it in kind of like blocks that are not gonna get like torn up, right? And this goes so fast in my house. I'm gonna make these blocks kind of big. You see that? You can make them smaller if you want. It just depends on you, on what you like. And the process of what we're gonna do today, we're just gonna make a batter, because everybody knows that when you make fried chicken, you kind of use a batter. People use like eggs, and then they dip it in flour. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just kind of gonna, I've tried many recipes with it, and I finally found one that I like. So as usual, you alter things and you kind of make them your own, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Now some of these are kind of big for me, so I am going to make them a little bit smaller. And after I finish cutting them up, I'll cut them up, and then I'll show you how to make the batter and the breading. And all we're gonna do is dip it in the batter, dip it in the breading, try to maybe dip it back in the batter again, and we're going to fry it. Yummy. Okay, so I have all of my tofu cut up now, and now I'm going to show you how to make the batter and the breading. All right, so with the breading, we're going to take 2 cups of flour, and then we're just going to season our flour. I'm going to season it with some onion powder, some garlic powder. I'm going to put about, let's see, 1, I like garlic, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And then I'm gonna put the same for onion because one might get jealous because they both, you know, they both do a really good job. So 1, 2 teaspoons in that breading. And then I'm going to put, let's see, cumin. Where's my cumin? I'm gonna put just a little bit of cumin. You don't have to put as much as I'm putting. If you like a different kind of seasoning or a different kind of taste, put 1 teaspoon of cumin. I like the way it tastes. And then I'm gonna put some paprika in the house. 1 teaspoon too of paprika, and then I'm gonna put some salt. And then you can taste this. And then some of you, for my family, I told you we're watching our salt intake. But before I became this conscious about my salt, I would use Tony's and, you know, all of the yummy seasonings that are probably too high for me, high in sodium for me to use. So if you're watching your salt like me, I want to use some Himalayan sea salt. So I'm going to put about, I'm going to put a tablespoon of salt. Maybe that's too much. Let's try 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then if I'm gonna taste, I'm gonna taste this flour to see if it tastes good because breading is supposed to taste good. All right, so I'm gonna taste it, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. And then you're just gonna mix that all up and then just wait because that is your batter, all right? And while I'm doing this, I put about 2 cups of oil in my skillet here, and I just use some regular old vegetable oil in the skillet, and it's gonna be ready to go and getting warm and be ready to fry by the time I dip this. This is gonna be a messy process. I'll just warn you, you're gonna have stuff all on your fingers. You'll see me looking like a monster doing it, but it will be worth it. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna mix this together, and then we're gonna do the batter, okay? So I tasted my the batter, and like I said before, I would use like Tony's or some kind of season all to put in my, it's different for me now cooking with salt versus seasoned salt because I knew how it just measures differently. So you can do that if you like. If you already know how to make batters and if you make fried chicken and stuff, you are gonna be an ace at this. If not, you know, then do what I say. All right, so I went back and instead of 1/4 a teaspoon of salt, I added a little bit more, probably more like a teaspoon, and then you can taste it to your taste to see if it is enough for you. After you fry maybe like the first, I would say fry like a couple of them and then taste it, see if it's salty enough or see if it's too salty and make some adjustments. So I'm going to add, my kids like spicy stuff. I don't know, it's weird. My mom, we're from New Orleans, and so we can't get away with that. So I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper to mine, just to sprinkle to the batter, just to give it a little bit of a kick, all right? And now I'm gonna make the batter. For the batter, I'm just gonna use about almost a cup of flour, 3/4 a cup of flour. And then I'm gonna take a 1/2 cup of water and a 1/2 cup of, you can use whatever milk of your choice. I'm gonna use soy milk because that's what my kids can tolerate. And I'm gonna try and pour it slowly so it doesn't get all lumpy on me, but you know, it probably will still get lumpy as long as we make a batter. I've made batters out of all kinds of stuff. Some people use like, so that is after I put some water in it, and now I'm gonna put 1/2 cup of soy milk. And do not use vanilla or any kind of sweetened milk, or else your stuff will taste like sweet. Charlie's saying hi to everybody. Charlie's home from school today with me. And now I'm just, I'm going to season this up just like it's like you would do an egg, I guess, because this is my egg. See that, Charlie? Yes. Charlie, you can't play your iPad on top of my food. So if you're gonna watch, you gotta lose the iPad. And I want you to get back because I'm gonna turn the grease on in a second to make it hot. All right, guys? So now for the batter, I have stirred it up. It kind of looks like pancakes. I've stirred it up, and now I'm gonna season it up much like I did for the breading. I'm just gonna put a tablespoon of what?
Tofu looks funny like that.
He likes to eat the tofu raw, this guy. All right, and then I'm gonna put a teaspoon of garlic and onion powder. I'm gonna put some chili powder in this. I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon actually of chili powder. Kind of gives it a nice kind of brownie look.
Ew.
That looks good, huh, Charlie? You said ew?
Yeah.
You silly rabbit. I'm gonna put some cumin in.
Yeah,
Actually, I put cumin in my batter, so I'm not gonna.
I like cumin.
You like cumin?
Yeah.
You like everything. You are funny.
Yay, I'm funny.
Charlie, what am I gonna do with you?
Nothing.
All right, I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of paprika. This is smoked paprika. Uh-oh.
Paprika.
Say paprika.
Paprika.
Yeah.
Paprika.
Paprika. And then you can use seasoned salt, or you can use Himalayan sea salt. And I'm gonna try this time for, and I always go slow with salt because you can always add salt if you don't have enough. But you can't start off with a whole bunch and then be like, I messed up.
Can I try to taste it?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
can I taste this?
And while this is going, so that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and now I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna give it a try in a second.
Oh,
And you see what that, boy, sorry guys.
I'll fix it.
I told you, if you follow me, it is real life up in this kitchen with my kiddos. He dropped something and he went to get it for me. And the chili made it dark. If you don't like chili, you can omit that. You can make this whatever you want.
I really like chili.
You like chili?
Yeah.
The taste of it. You can make the taste however you want to. You can put as many seasonings of the ones you love, or the ones you hate, you can omit. You can just do salt and pepper, and this still would taste incredible to me. Just a simple batter. Okay. All right. Stop. Huh? Okay. So you can stop it, Mom. Okay, now that our batter and our breading is done, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna take the tofu. It's gonna be very, very messy, guys. Take the tofu
I can't look.
You're gonna take it and dip it in the batter, and then you're gonna put it in here. And if you really want it to be
clear,
super duper crunchy, you're gonna dip it back in there and dip it back in here for a really good coating. Even though if you don't do it twice, it still has a pretty, if you get it covered, it'll still taste pretty good. And guys, I want to also tell you, because, you know, some of us, no. So sorry, I am taping with a 4-year-old in tow today. And he is in full effect. If you get it covered, you see how I'm getting it covered in the tofu, in the batter, and then you stick it in here, pretty good. You don't have to do it twice unless you just want to really get it crunchy. But I was gonna say that some of us like really highly seasoned food, and you want every bite to taste yum-alicious. You can also, like I told you, to marinate marinate your tofu overnight, okay? So I am going to check out if my oil is, remember I told you you can do one, see if the oil is hot enough, and it's gonna be just like that. Or if you stick it in a, Charlie, if you stick it in a deep fryer, then you can't lose. But it is ready. See how it's frying up and boiling? Around it, it's frying. So we're gonna fry it and we're gonna taste it to see if it has enough salt, or if I made it too salty, or if it's gonna be yummy. You see how golden and delicious that ends up being? All right, Charlie, no, Mommy doesn't want you by the fire. You can get burned. Stay over there. Yes. And you just want to keep turning it over and over until they get nice and golden, okay? And now I'm talking to you guys like you're 4. See how pretty that ends up being? And that's how you make chicken fried tofu. I'll show you once I have all of it fried up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, be encouraged. You can do anything with God on your side. See you next time. Yumminess, fried up.